So to start, we are going to start facing the tall side of the chair. And then just kind of walk yourself back. So there's a nice long reach of your arms, and your hands are just going to find the chair, let them rest comfortably, and then just kind of let your fingers press into the back of the chair and let your palms soften down. So almost like you're trying to take just a gentle stretch to the palms and the fingers. A little heaviness in your arms. And then once you're feeling just that little gentle sensation of the palms sinking down, elbows soft, soften your shoulders down and let your awareness come down to your feet. And then if you like, close your eyes, just making sure that you have good balance, a good hold on the chair. Lift the arches up from your feet. So think about pulling your big toes back towards your heels, find a little bit of lift in the arch of the feet. And then notice if that brings a little lift up in the muscles right above the kneecap. And so we don't want to lock into the kneecaps, but we want to find that lifting up sensation and then see if you can keep that lifting up sensation coming all the way up through the front of your body. And then just take 1 or 2 more moments here, letting the wrists and the palms get heavy. Nice. And then soften that up on the wrist and just let your hands rest in a more comfortable position so that it's not a big stretch or a big maneuver here. And then we're going to take our weight and shift and lean it forward just a little bit. So your heart is going to come towards the back of the chair. And then lean back a little bit and allow the chair to help you so you're not feeling like you're going to fall over, but bring your weight back into your heels. And then do that again. Lean forward a little bit more than you would do if you didn't have a chair there to support. And then lean back just a little bit. Nice. Do that one more time. Lean forward. And then lean back. Beautiful. And then we're going to take that a little further. So as you inhale, you're just going to lift your heels up away from the floor. And then as you exhale, lower your heels back down. Inhale and lift your heels up. Exhale, lower your heels down. One more like that. Inhale to lift your heels up. Exhale to lower down, and then keep your heels down. And now we're just going to pull the toes up away from the floor. Exhale and float your toes back down. Inhale and let your toes float up. Exhale, toes lower down. Inhale, toes float up. Exhale and lower down. And then pause here just for a moment and set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Cool. And then with that intention set with a nice even stance, inhale and gently lift your chin up towards the sky. Exhale and tuck your chin down to your chest, keeping your shoulders nice and level if you can. Inhale and lift your chin up. Exhale and tuck your chin down, and then take a moment, tune into your feet. Notice if you've lost that lift in the arch of your feet, pull your big toe back towards your heels. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. Bring your head to a neutral position. As you inhale, you're going to lift your heels up away from the floor. As you exhale, lower down, but lean back into your heels and pull the toes and the balls of the feet up. Inhale and lift your heels up away from the floor. Exhale, lower down, lean back into the heels, pull the toes and the balls of the feet up. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, lower down, lean back into your heels, pull the balls and the toes of the feet up. Beautiful. And then float your feet down. And now we're going to shift the weight over to the left foot. Big toe is going to stay on the ground, and we're going to circle the right ankle, go in one direction. And then circle the right ankle the other way. Nice. And then set that foot down, take it over to the other side. Pick up your left heel, big toe stays on the ground, circle your left foot in one direction. And then circle it the other way. Beautiful. And then set that foot down. And now we're just going to step the left foot forward slightly, right foot back, and then put it in a position that you can press your heel down into the ground. So your hips are going to be squared up facing forward. That back knee is facing forward. And we're going to find a little stretch through the Achilles heel. So it doesn't have to be extreme, but just find a little bit of a tendon stretch there. Lift your chest, lift your gaze, take a nice big breath. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then we're going to lift up and then flip that foot over so the toenails are pressing into the earth, and then just a little stretch to the top of the foot and the ankle. And then you put as much pressure on the top of the foot as feels comfortable. It should feel like a nice, happy sensation. So if anything else feels worse than that, lighten it up just a little bit. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then step that foot down and switch to the other side. Left foot's going to step back, right foot steps forward slightly, just so you have plenty of good handhold. And then we're going to keep our hips facing forward, knees facing forward, and just find that nice gentle stretch to the back of the heel. Cool. And when you're ready, reverse it and flip that foot over, toenails into the ground, stretching through the top of the foot. Nice. And then when you're ready, step both feet together about hip or shoulder width distance apart, and then move yourself back just a little bit so you have a nice long reach of handhold for the chair. And then let your hands come down at your sides, and then see if you can find that sensation again of big toes pulling back towards the heels. Insteps lift, and we lift up through the front of the body, shoulders drop down. Inhale and raise your arms up and look up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your side. Nice. And now we're going to go a little further. Inhale, arms up and look up. As you exhale, hands are going to float to the back of the chair. Bend your knees, hinge from your waist, and a little lean forward, almost as if you're taking a little bow. And then lift yourself right back up. Reach your arms up and overhead, and then swing your hands down at your sides, back to your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands are going to find the back side of the chair. Bend over. So a little hinge from your waist, a little bend in the knees. Beautiful. Lift yourself up, reach the arms up and overhead, and then bring your hands down at your sides. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to the chair. Bend your knees, hinge from your waist, lean your heart forward. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, hands come down at your sides. Right hand's going to stay down, left hand's going to lift up. We're going to take a little side bend, just go as far as feels good, and then just tune into the left side of the body. Notice the breath in your ribs. Beautiful, and then switch sides. Left hand touches down, right hand reaches up, lean over to the left. Nice, and then when you're ready, lift it on up and come back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to the chair, bend your knees, a little fold. Awesome. And then we're going to step the right leg back, left foot's going to step forward. So we find a nice lunging position that's comfortable and a little bit of reach through the arms. And then once you found your way there, heart forward, lift your chest, lift your gaze, take a nice big breath. We're going to keep the left hand on the chair, right hand's going to reach up. So we want to find that lifting up sensation. Then we're going to reach all the way around and see if you can find your left side body or your left hip. So we're going to find a little rotation here. Pressing through the back of that right heel, turning your torso just a little bit. Take one nice big breath. Cool. And then unwind that arm, bring it back to the tall side of the chair, heart forward, hips forward. And then we're going to bend the elbows, lean the chest forward like we're doing a little push-up. Beautiful. And then push your way back up to an upright position. And now we're going to shift our weight forward into that standing leg and pick that back heel up. And then swing the foot out to the side and see if you can catch hold of your foot. And then once you caught hold of the foot, bring it back around. So heel towards the butt, knee in towards the knee, lift your chest and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. One more breath here. Awesome. And then with control, release that foot down, walk yourself back just a little bit so you have a little space between you and the chair, and then let your hands come back at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to the chair, a little bow. Inhale, come on up, step the right foot forward, step the left leg back, finding your lunge to the other side. Nice. And then just create that little bit of space, a little reach through the arms. And then we're going to reach through the left hand, reaching up and around, and then swinging it all the way around. See if you can find the right side body or the right hip crease. Finding that rotation in the torso. You might even choose to look over that left shoulder if that feels good. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, unwind the arm, bring it back to the tall side of the chair, heart forward, hips forward, bend your elbows, lean your chest forward, a little push up here. Nice. And then press yourself away from the back side of the chair. And then we're going to shift our weight into that standing leg as we pick that back foot up, swing it out to the side, catch hold of the foot, and then hug it in. Heel in towards the butt, knee in towards the knee, heart forward, look forward, and take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Awesome. And then when you're ready, releasing that foot with control, step yourself back so you have a little space between you and the chair. And then once you've found that bit of space, sink into a little chair pose. So bring your weight into your heels, sink your butt down, and then lift your fingers just away from the back of the chair, finding a little strength in your shoulders, your arms, all the way through the midsection. So think about pulling your ribs in towards each other, drawing your hip bones in towards each other. Legs are strong and active. Arms are reaching with a little energy through the fingers. Gaze forward or gaze up, totally up to you. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then lift up, hands to the tall side of the chair. Walk yourself back into a little bit of a down dog configuration. So finding that V shape with the body, allowing the chest and the forehead to sink down, and take a couple nice big breaths. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, soften your knees, lift your gaze, walk yourself forward to that comfortable position between you and the chair, and then let your hands come back down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, hands to the side, back of the chair, bend your knees, bend forward just a little bit. Beautiful. Lifting up, stepping the right leg back, left foot forward slightly, finding that nice lunge position. And then lifting through the chest, reaching that right hand up and out, swing it all the way around, finding the left hip or the left side body, rotate a little bit, maybe look over the back shoulder, take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then unwind that hand, swing it back around, a little push up here, bend the elbows, lean the chest forward, push your way back up nice and strong, and then shift your weight to that front leg, float that back heel up, reach around, grab that foot, and then hug it in. Knee in towards the knee, heel in towards the butt. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then with control, release that foot down to the ground. Step yourself back to that comfortable distance. Awesome. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, a little fold. Hands to the chair, bend your knees, lean your heart forward. Inhale to come up, step the right foot forward, left foot back. Find that nice, comfortable lunge. Left hand reaches, we swing it all the way around, finding the right side body or right hip crease. Nice, and then when you're ready, unwind, hand back to that tall side of the chair, heart forward, bend your elbows, lean your chest forward, take that little push up, press your way back up with control, shift your weight forward into that standing leg, float that back heel up, swing it around, grab the foot, and then hug it in. Knee in towards the knee, heel in towards the butt. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release that foot with control, walk it all back to your downward facing dog. Nice. And then when you're ready, soften your knees, look up, walk yourself forward, and we're going to take it into a tree pose. And we're just going to stay a little bit longer than we would in a normal flow class. So you're going to start by shifting your weight onto your left foot and turning the right knee out. So you might opt to keep the toe on the ground if your balance is just not there, or if this feels like the safest position to be. Awesome. Stay here. Maybe you lift your hands away from the chair. If it feels good to float the foot up to the calf, you want to find a slight external rotation with that right knee. Hips stay facing forward. See if you can lift from the sole of your foot. So on your standing leg, finding that pada bandha, big toe pulling back towards the heel, the sole of the foot lifts, and then can you find that lifting up sensation through the front of your body and then come back to a little awareness. Hip bones are drawing in towards each other, ribs are drawing in towards each other, so there's a nice control in your center. And then any bit of looseness from your chair if it feels right. So you can take your hands away from the chair, maybe hands to heart center, maybe just one hand to heart center, or any other configuration with the arms that feels playful and right for you right at this moment. Take a moment to notice your standing leg, and then see if you can just lift yourself just a little bit higher up through the crown of your head. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, hands to the chair, float your foot down, take a second to bop everything out, wiggle out your ankles, wiggle out your toes. And then we're going to take that to the other side. So you're going to shift your weight over to the right foot. Start by just turning the left knee out, keeping the big toe on the ground, and see where you're at there. And one side might feel totally different than the other, so you might choose to take a different adventure on this side. If it feels good, float that foot up to the calf. We have a little external rotation, hips stay facing forward. And then see if you can find that pada bandha, that lift from the sole of the right foot. Big toe pulls back towards the heels, lift up through the front of the body, hip bones hug in towards each other, ribs draw in towards each other, so we keep a firm center. And then see if it feels good to lift your hands away from the chair here. Any configuration with the arms that feels nice. A single finger to the chair might just offer you just a little bit of support, so you don't have to focus so much on the balance that you can't find any other sensation in the body. So any variation here that feels right to you, take the time to find it. Take one more breath. And then when you feel ready, release it all. Hands to the chair, float that foot down, pop it all out. And then we're going to take a couple of pedals of the legs. So just lifting one heel and then the other. Nice. One more bop of the heels. And then slide that right leg back. Big stretch through the back of the heel and the calf. Just push it back as far as feels good. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then bring it all back up and in and switch to the other side. Slide that left leg back. Push through the heel. Awesome. And then when you're ready, slide that foot on in. And now we're going to swing our chair around to the low side so we can come into a seated position. So take a moment to just move yourself or move your chair, whichever feels like a better way to go. Cool. And then we're just going to sit our butts right in the center of the chair so that our feet can find a solid foundation on the ground. I've noticed that my chair here is a little bit taller than me. So we got some proportion issues here. I'm a short lady. So feet as solid on the ground as you can get them to be, hands resting comfortably on your thighs. We're going to drop the left ear over to the left shoulder and then take a gentle nod of the head up and down. Awesome. And then the next time your chin nods down, roll it across the chest, take it over to the other side, right ear to right shoulder. And then add that gentle nod of the head up and down if it feels good. Nice. And then roll the chin down to the chest, slide your hands forward, catch hold of your knees, right into a seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale to round your back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. And then just keep that going for a few cycles of breath and notice. Notice your low back, notice your shoulders, notice the front of your body. Beautiful. Take 2 more cycles of breath. And then once you found your way to a nice neutral spine sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take the left hand and thread through and underneath the right. And then we're going to let our left ear, left shoulder soften down towards the thigh, finding a little rotation in the torso and maybe a little stretch through the shoulder. So just go as far as feels good. Take a couple nice big breaths. Awesome. And then when you're ready, come on up, unwind, take a second to reset, and then we'll do that to the other side. So right hand's going to thread through and underneath, right ear, right shoulder towards the thigh. Nice. And then when you're ready, unwind, bring it all back up. And now we're going to float our hands up into cactus or goalpost arms, keeping cactus and goalpost arms. So keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders, and start to find a little bit of rotation here. So rotating from the torso. So think from the belly button up. Hips are going to stay nice and anchored on the chair. Nice. And then the next time you twist to the left, let your right hand find your left knee. Let your left hand come behind you, either to the tall side of the chair or the back side of the chair. Go just a little bit deeper into that rotation with a little bit of leverage against your knee. If that feels comfortable to do so, take a nice big breath. And then see if you can maintain that twisted position, but releasing your handhold. Can you float your hands back up to those cactus arms and then unwind and bring it back to center? Beautiful. And then rotate the other way. Left hand's going to find the right knee, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into that rotation using the knee for a little leverage. Nice. And then here, can you keep that rotation, float your hands back up into that cactus position? Beautiful. And then rotate back to center. And then keeping that cactus position, we're going to lean over into a 45-degree. So just a little lean forward, a hinge from the waist. Feel a little strength in your back. Take one big breath. And then as you exhale, you're going to float the hands down, touch your feet, fold over. Inhale to a half forward fold. Hands are going to glide to the shins. Exhale to soften down, right hand over to the left shin. Left hand reaches up for a little twist. Release that hand down, and we're going to take it to the other side. Left hand's going to find the right shin. Right hand reaches up. Beautiful. Release both hands down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Round and roll all the way on up. Roll your shoulders around, down, and back. We're going to catch hold of the left knee. Pull it up towards the chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. Awesome. And then release. Take it to the other side. Catch hold of your other knee. Lift it up. Pull it up towards the chest. Give a nice big squeeze. Beautiful. And then release. Take it back to that original leg. We're going to pick the knee up and now see if you can catch hold of the heel and give that leg a little rock side to side. Awesome. And then into your figure four position. So you might opt to take it across the thigh. You might choose to take it across the ankle, or just an external rotation in any way that feels good to you. And then once you've found the position of the leg that feels nice, lean your heart forward just as far as feels comfortable. Take one more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift up nice and slow. We're going to extend that leg out nice and long, straight out in front of you. Flex your foot. Take a nice big breath. Reach up and over, and then reach towards your toe. And then if you like, bend that knee a little bit so that you're not yanking too much against the back of the leg. Take a nice big breath. Wonderful. And then bring it all back up and in, finding your mountain pose again. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Right hand over to the left shin. Left hand reaches up. Releasing that hand down, take it over to the other shin. Grab that shin, and then the right hand reaches up. Nice. Releasing that hand, pull your abdominal muscles in, round and roll on up. And then we're going to catch hold of the other knee, the other heel, and rock that leg a little bit like the baby. Cool. And then bring that leg across your figure four, whichever variation that you like best. And then once you've found your way there, lean your heart forward just as far as feels comfortable. Awesome. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully lift up, releasing that foot out nice and long. So we're going to send it out in front, flex the foot, think up and over, lifting up, reaching towards the foot, bending that knee just as much as feels good so that you're not yanking against the back of your leg. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, bring it all back up and in. Slide that foot in. And now we're going to take the left hand and catch hold of the bottom side of your chair. So you want to get a little bit of a firm handhold so that you can lean out. So we want to start to think about pulling away from that arm and that shoulder so we get a little bit of a lean, and then drop your ear away from that shoulder. Take one more breath. Lift up with control and then take it to the other side. So hand's going to find the handhold first and then lean out just to as much as feels comfortable. And then once you feel that pulling away sensation, drop your ear away from that shoulder. Take one more breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, lift everything on up. Take a couple little shrugs of the shoulders just to make sure all of that feels good. And then we're going to give ourselves a little hug here. So one arm on top, one arm on bottom, catch hold of your shoulders. Think about pulling the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, take a nice big breath and notice the space between your shoulder blades. Awesome. And then when you're ready, lift on up, open your arms wide, just stretch through the front of the body. And then other arm on top, give yourself a little hug, catch your shoulders, pull the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round the upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, take a nice big breath. Cool. And then when you're ready, lift your head up, open your arms nice and wide. If it's available, reach your hands all the way back, catch hold of the back of the chair, and then a little gentle back bend here. Lift your chest, lift your chin. Nice. And then slowly release. And we're going to start to scooch our butt way back into the seat. So we're going to find a nice comfortable position where your butt is about as far back as you can get it. And then you're going to take your elbows and kind of hug them in like you're making little robot arms. So you're going to hug your elbows in at the side, but then push your elbows back and see if you can find the back of the chair. If you can't find the back of the chair, because we might have variations of chair here, then you might just stay here and leave that part off. But if you can find the back of the chair, then you're going to start pushing your elbows away from the chair so your chest comes forward a little bit, and then bring your shoulder blades back towards the chair. Press your elbows into the chair, squeeze the shoulder blades, bring the heart forward, and then glide it back. And do that one more time. Elbows against the back of the chair, push, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then release. Nice. And then float your hands down, find a comfortable position for your hands, for your feet, and start to find your way into your seated Shavasana. So we want to find a little stillness, a little softness here. Eyes closed, or just soften your gaze, whichever feels like a more comfortable way to go. And then take a moment here to just let your breath slow down, returning to a natural rhythm. Give a little time to let your hands and your feet soften. Let your thighs be just as heavy as they like in your chair. Invite a sense of softness into your hips and your butt, and let your belly be soft. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Become aware of the floor beneath your feet and the chair beneath you. And then start to gently reawaken. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, make any little gentle movement here that feels good. And maybe turn your head a little side to side, inviting a little gentle movement into the head and the neck. And then if it feels really good to do so, take a big good morning stretch. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Stretch your legs up away from the floor. Reach through the fingers, reach through the toes. Take a nice big breath back into your body. Awesome. And then release it all down and just start to walk yourself forward in your seat so that you have a nice, comfortable position with the feet firmly planted on the ground. And we're going to take it into the left hand. We're just going to give the left hand a good, vigorous shake, little hokey pokey first thing in the morning. And then set that hand down, take it to the other side, and just give your other hand a nice shake. Nice. And then set that hand down and then take it to your leg. Give one leg a good sound shake. Awesome. And then set that foot down, take it to your other leg and give it a good sound shake. Nice. And then set that foot down, feet solid on the ground, nice tall lifted spine, shoulders soften down. Let your hands rest comfortably. And just for a moment, come back to your breath. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. On your next inhale, bring both hands to the belly, stacking one hand right on top of the other. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then move that stack of hands up to your heart center. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Awesome. And then we're going to bring one hand to the forehead, one hand to the back of the head. And we're just going to put a light, gentle press. So just feel that little tiny bit of pressure. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. And then reverse your hand hold. So the other hand's going to come forward, then place the other hand on the back of the head, put a little gentle press, take a nice big inhale. And a nice slow exhale. Awesome. Now we're going to take our thumbs and find the peaky points of the eyebrow. So right where the eyebrows meet that third eye center, you might find a little tiny indentation there, and see if you can just find that little groove and then sink your forehead down. So we're going to rest our forehead on our thumbs. We're not going to cram the thumbs into the eyebrows, but just allow that little bit of weight of your head to rest on your thumbs. Take a nice deep inhale. Nice slow exhale. Take one more breath here. If you like, take your thumbs in a couple of gentle circles, go in one direction. And then if you like, take your thumbs and draw those circles the other way. And then lift your head just slightly so that you're removing some of that weight of your head away from your thumbs. And then we're just going to push the thumbs out along the eyebrows to the temples. And then once you found your temples, give your temples a little rub. Awesome. And then just start to take those thumbs and draw circles down the jawline, all the way down to your chin. Awesome. And then bring your prayer hands to heart center and Anjali Mudra, bow your head to your heart. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Wednesday. Happy Rump Day.